All right, we have to talk about this John Stamos backlash that's going on. John Stamos did a solidarity thing for his co-star on Full House, Dave Coulier, and who's kind of fighting cancer right now.
Yeah.
And so he, like most of us, shaved his head, so people thought, but he didn't. He put on a bald cap because he wanted to show solidarity. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the picture of him in the bald cap. He was shaving Dave's head, because he's, succumbing to the chemotherapy that he's battling with. And so he didn't want to shave his head, obviously, because he has a full head of John Stamos hair.
He's known for his hair.
He's known for his locks.
He is.
And so he put on a cap, and people are kind of ripping him about that. Like, this is just an attention-getting thing for him. This is so shallow. People are just really, like, going in on him, saying that, why would you do that instead of just, committing to your friend? You're just doing this to kind of get
You didn't have to take
clicks.
it there. You didn't have to bring that up, but then you did, and then you put on a bald cap instead. It just really, it looks gross.
Just call it what it is.
You're
It's
selfish.
lame as hell.
Yeah.
But is that lame, though?
Listen, is it that deep? No, I understand what he was trying to do. But to be honest with you, I could see why people are getting mad over this. The whole point of you shaving your head is
Really shaving your head.
It's really shaving your head to be in solidarity for somebody is to sacrifice your hair. Now you're putting on a bald cap. It's like, dude, your boy over here doesn't have the choice to have a bald cap. Like, he has to shave his head for what he's going through. And you're gonna be over here with your perfect hair and a bald cap. It's
But,
like,
I mean,
it's kind of mocking him a
very
little bit.
Hollywood.
It's not
It's kind of a mockery because it's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna shave my head for real. I'm gonna put on a bald cap. Like that's kind of
okay. So let's look at it this way. Put it in our world. Let's say the Moffitt Center, does something with like somebody like Tom Brady.
Sure.
Tom Brady goes to visit the kids, and to show solidarity for that chemo, unit, he puts on a cap this isn't just an Amazon cap that like we use. This is like a real one with makeup and
Yes.
everything. So then Tom Brady walks in, takes photos with the kids. He's bald, they're bald, and it's a supportive kind of thing. Nobody expects him to walk out, and not have hair. But he did it to be supportive of them. Would we be mad at him for doing that? Or would we see that as like, oh, wow, that's a really cool thing to do because these kids, they're like, hey, I'm with the GOAT and he's like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of it that way. Would we be mad at him for doing that?
I would think that that's lame, to be honest with you. It's like, again, the whole solidarity thing is the sacrifice. That's what really counts. Like the fact that you are actually shaving your head because you want to like share that moment with that person. That's supposed to be the point. The point is not for you to
You don't have
act
to take
like you're
it
bald.
there. You don't even have to bring that up, as a matter of fact. You could just show support, spend time with that person, sit down with that person, especially while they're getting chemo or anything. You didn't need to be there on the cover of a magazine in a bald cap. It didn't look right.
The whole point is like you have a choice to shave your head or not, and you shaved your head. Like, what message would you have sent as John Stamos? That good lock of hair that you have, you
actually
shaved
shaved
it,
it.
and you actually shaved it off for your friend. That would have been way more than you putting on a ball cap.
Well, doesn't he like do stuff still? Like doesn't he
John
still?
Stamos?
Yeah, doesn't he still like host stuff and do stuff? And
Yeah, he does stuff every now
I mean,
and
his
then.
hair is probably a reason he gets booked on stuff.
I understand why he wouldn't want to shave his head. I get it. And honestly, if you're a person you don't want to shave your head and you have a best friend or anything like that that's going through chemo, that's okay. But the fact that you chose to acknowledge it and then you have like the pretend situation going on where you have no hair, I would have just been there for that person. You
Yeah.
don't need to be on the cover of a magazine showing solidarity like that.
It would have been better
There-
for you to just be there instead of you doing that. Instead of you ball capping. Instead of you capping.
There are people who are writing, yes, it's offensive. I'm with you guys. I don't think that he went the whole route. They said, somebody said, what if he's contractually obligated to keep his hair?
No, it's not about that. He's the one that decided to show up with the whole Hollywood like not having hair. I mean, that's where PR, like Tom Brady just showing up at Moffitt and just being there and holding people's hands and seeing the children and all that stuff. That's what you're there for. You're there showing support. Walking in with the bald cap on is just, it's almost making a mockery of the situation.
Somebody just pointed out that Dave Coulier posted that he was fine with what John did. So why is this an issue?
Because it just doesn't look right.
Because he might be okay with it, but there's other people out there that have cancer that probably don't. They'll probably take it offensively or take it insensitively. That's the other thing, too. I'm with this text from the 941. If you're saying you're standing in solidarity, then you can't fake it.
Right. That's the thing. And no one told you how to do that or shave your head at all. You know, but you decided to think, oh, this would be a great idea. Let me go ahead and do this and do a photo shoot. You know what I mean? Okay.
It's performative. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Like, it's, what do they say? Falling on deaf ears or something like that. It's
so
just,
he didn't read the room.
Yes. Yeah. They just, Hollywood people just kind of live in their own space and they forget what reality is and what it's like to be a real person and how things look from an outside perspective.
Somebody out of the A13 said he did that for himself and not for his friend.
It screams that. And that's where somebody like us, we look in at a photo like that and we're like, really? You couldn't see that? You're not aware?
I saw it and I didn't know the story of it. I just saw him with a bald head. I didn't know if he shaved it, but I was just like, oh, man, he's there for his guy. Like, that's dope. You know, the fact that they're still so far removed from the show and still there.
Sure.
But as I read it, I was like, damn.
Dude, have you ever
going in on it.
Have you ever been around somebody that had to shave their head because of something like that?
My mom.
Yeah, and how was that moment when you actually saw her shave her head and like the tears that come down their eyes when they have to do that stuff?
When my mom went through it, I was actually down in Tallahassee when she went through it, and I went to the mall and I said, hey, I went to the lady at the really frou-frou section of the mall, and I said, I need your help. You guys have a lot of scarves here, and I said, my mom is going through chemo and she's not really into the wig thing yet. So I'm like, I need a bunch of scarves. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, look. And we started going through photos and she's like, okay, she wears a lot of this palette. So I sent Mom a bunch of scarves.
That's cute. Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And then my head was already kind of like fluctuating through shaved or whatever. So I shaved it, but it wasn't out of solidarity. It was just, like that part to try and be like, all right, we're gonna be matching our heads, and then you got some options for when you go to church and stuff like that.
But that moment that you shared with her is like something that you guys, that's a core memory for you that you guys had together, and the feeling that she had that you did that for her was held near and dear to her.
She cried real
exactly.
tears. Yeah. But I didn't. But I'm saying being there for the person. I thought John Stamos being there for his guy would be enough.
And we applaud that. And I'm happy that I saw that. It just look what happened. He wanted to. It's not a joke, but it looks like it is a little bit.
I guess the only thing I was giving it was that John Stamos next to you while you go through this battle gets more people aware of your battle. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if there's any, crowdfunding or anything like that going on, but it puts it out there because John Stamos is a big star. Yeah. So I didn't really see it as the negative, but boy, the texts are feeling differently.
He didn't mean it to be rude.
But look what's happening.
We know that.
Instead of us talking about the situation and being like, oh, like now we're talking about Stamos and what he did instead of, Coulier.
But John Stamos being involved in it is making us, because when was the last time you went on the air and talked about Dave Coulier?
Nope. A long time.
Other than Alanis Morissette's record being about him and all of that other stuff. Yeah. But you haven't really heard a lot about him. And then when the revamp of Fuller House came about, he got some love. But John Stamos coming into the chat gives him a little bit more attention for his fight and for the fight against cancer.
I understand why people are feeling some type of way about it.
Yeah.
But nobody told you that you had to shave your head, and nobody expects John Stamos to shave his full head of hair.
And that might make it a lot bigger if he would have done it.
Well, what if he does it now? What if he does it now? That's a good
and
look.
Sell that good old hair to like Locks of Love or something like out there, like,
He's
and then
never gonna
donate it all. You never know. He might
go all in, John.
Go ahead, John. Do it. Get the razor. Hey, Diddy's party with Meek Mill has a bunch of razor blades that you could.
Thank you for watching this video. For all things wild, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.